Hey folks, DJ Hamouris here. Finally figured out how to do the live on my computer with my Logitech camera. So I'm here because we have been doing a question of the week, started last week, and we've asked people to put questions the um, in the Dulcimoon group, what they would like to know about music theory or dulcimers or music, anything that they wanted to ask a question about. And this week, the question is, as I get my point out, from Donna Howard, who put this in the Dulcimer community group, Mastering the Art of the Dulcimer. And she asks, can you take a standard dulcimer and have it converted to a baritone dulcimer? How would you go about it? What would have to be modified? Not that I would do it myself, but read where someone had taken their standard to a music store, luthier, and had it changed. I have several standard dulcimers and had never thought about doing this or that it was possible. Well, Donna and everyone else, absolutely, it is totally possible. The original baritone dulcimer that I know about was from Lynn McSpadden at the McSpadden Dulcimer Shop in Mountain View, Arkansas. He just took a standard dulcimer. He didn't do anything extra to it except to make sure that it could accommodate heavier weight strings. And so there is some accommodations that you need to make from a standard dulcimer to a baritone dulcimer. Now, this is my baritone dulcimer. I love it very much. This is a New Harmony dulcimer, and they have this very interesting peg head. You can tell it's New Harmony because it looks like that. And you can see it's set up for just 3 strings. And these 3 strings are tuned to A, E, and A. Now those 3 strings are 1-5-8 tuning, but it starts with A instead of D-A-D. So D-A-D is a 1-5-8 tuning and A-E-A is a 1-5-8 tuning. Now this A is the same octave as the middle A on a standard dulcimer tuned D-A-D. Yeah, D-A-D or D-A-A. It's that same A. The A that is just below middle C on the piano, in case that's a reference for you. And so what you need to do is, hold this up here. These strings, I don't know if you can see it, but when I rub on it, you can hear that that's a wound string. So is the middle. That's also a wound string. And the melody string is the same usually, or a couple of gauge numbers up from whatever your standard A middle string is on your dulcimer D-A-D, your standard dulcimer. And what you would do is you would take a standard dulcimer to your luthier, or if you're smart enough to do it yourself, you can just swap out the nut and the bridge. In this case, that would be a little harder to do. But on a regular dulcimer, you just got the same sort of thing as your bridge. And then you want to make sure that the slots in the nut and the bridge are deep and wide enough to accommodate the thicker strings. The thicker strings are usually, this is like 16 and then 24 and then like 32 to 36. So they're much heavier on the middle and bass than they are on the melody string. That's just a single one. These are wound strings. So you now have 3 wound strings. So it's good to know. You could talk to your dulcimer maker. If you have McSpadden, you can ask them what strings do you recommend if I have this turned into a baritone. You can ask them if they know a luthier in your area, or if they might be able to give you any information on the strings and the nut and bridge cutting, or you might be able to send it to them. But honestly, I just brought an old Dulcimer that someone had given me. It's a 31-inch VSL. Oh my goodness, it's a monster. And I turned that into my first baritone. It was an instrument that was given to me, and it had such a big, beautiful voice. I thought the baritone would be lovely, and that was my first baritone Dulcimer. But of course, trying to play any kind of chords on a 31-inch VSL, I got a good hand spread, but it isn't that good, right? So, so my luthier was able to make sure that the nut and the bridge were both cut deeply and widely enough to accommodate those strings and keep them in tune. The length of your instrument also has to do with those strings. So length of the string and the width of them at the nut and the bridge and the depth for those slots, that's all you need to worry about there. Honestly, if I were you, Donna, I would just go ahead and try it without doing the change on the nut and the bridge, 36, 24, 16, and see if you're able to keep it in tune. My guess is that it's not going to stay in tune all the way up. But you can at least get some idea about it and also what it would feel like. You want to tune it to A, E, A. Some people tune it to G, D, G. So that's just a step down from everything. So that's what I've got for you to let you know what you're going to be looking at to convert a standard dulcimer to baritone dulcimer. So I hope you could see all of that and that this makes sense to you. So we're going to be doing this every week. We're going to be able to have you give us a question. So in the comments here, why don't you go ahead and leave your next question for the week, and we will pick one that we can answer this easy and post something on Monday next week. Erin May will probably do it next week. We're going to try to balance this out and go back and forth with them. And I want to thank everybody who's been kicking in on the Dulcimoon fundraiser. We're in our 6th week now. We have 6 weeks to go, that is. And you've all been so generous, not only getting us over $2,000 of the 5, but you also are all contributing the cost to the to Flip Cause, which is our fundraising portal where they charge the credit card fees. You're all kicking those things in too. I just really appreciate this community so much. We're going to be able to do some really great stuff with the Dulcimoon Talks, getting them onto all the popular podcast platforms so that you can listen to them from wherever you are. All right, DJ,